Alright guys, so I'm here at the gym and today is arm day and I'm actually training with a guy called Howell Griffiths, who's right over there, and he's an old school bodybuilder. Very strict training and I've learned a lot from him. He comes down once a week and trains me, and yeah, I've learned so much from him. So basically you'll see Howell beasting me. He always does, until there's nothing left in the tank. So enjoy.
Hello, it's How Fit Body Shop here. My second cousin, Sion, Monty, I come down to train him once a week. You know, I'm an old school bodybuilder. You know, I don't believe in like hospital reps. I believe in isolation. You know, muscles work on stimulation, not annihilation. So I always work the muscle and not the joints. We don't use momentum in my training. There's nothing on my menu, as in swinging. When you swing, it doesn't do a thing. Today we're going to do the biceps and triceps. We're going to do the 5 heads together. Obviously we're going to do the biceps first and then the triceps second. And then the week after we'll do triceps first, biceps second. We swap it around, okay? But because the blood's there, we're going to do it. And the first exercise we're going to do is the biceps. Bicycle 2 wheels, biceps 2 wheels. Triceps 3 heads, tricycle 3 wheels, same. So we're going to do tris and bis, okay? So first of all we're going to do biceps. And we're going to go for mass to start with. We're going to do seated, independent dumbbell curls, okay? Just for mass, for sheer mass on the bicep. That's the first exercise we're going to do. Obviously, we're going to start off nice and light to make sure that we're fully warmed up, because we need to preserve the tendons as well. We've got the distal tendon here, we've got the proximal up here. The distal, I've torn myself. It's not a pleasant experience, I can be honest with you. You know, we need to preserve it. So we're trying to get the biceps as full as we can now, get as much blood in as we can, pump it up to the max, tear the fibres, and then repair it when we leave here with protein, food and rest. Now I've got Sion here doing the independent seated dumbbell curls, and these are for mass, okay? So we're going to go for 20 reps, that's 10 on each arm, which is ample, okay? It's a warm-up, so you know, all you think comes up is the arm, yeah? There's a slight movement in the shoulder joints, just a little bit, it's inevitable, but obviously he's not going to be coming forward and putting his head to the weights. The weights comes to your head, not your head to the weights, okay? Always nice and strict. Nice strict curls there. The twist on the way down as well, that gets the forearm, yeah? The forearm flexors. And that's why we twist on the way down. But the actual, the positive of the exercise is the bottom bit, you know, when it's nice and parallel to the dumbbell rack, as you see. That's the actual positive. And the negative, the eccentric, is on the way down. Good. Good. Ready, fit. Hi, as you can see, we've done the seated dumbbell curls independently for mass. We're still on mass now, okay? So we're going to do standing barbell curls, okay? And just like I told you, there's 2 heads on the biceps. There's 2 types of bicep as well. There's a long head bicep that starts from the elbow, and there's a short head, which is like a little Chippendale. You can go like this, and there'll be nothing here. And it'll run up the arm, and then there'll be a little ball here. So if you want, there's 2 ways of doing it, okay? If you've got a long head and you want a little pronounced ball, you come from the midsection. You come like this, okay? If you want a long head bicep, you come from the trenches all the way to the bottom, so it drags the bicep into the elbow section there, and it will elongate your bicep for you, okay? So when we do curls, again, it's strict. There's none of this. Once you come forward, I'm not on the bicep then, I'm on the rear delt, and I'm also on the traps as well, and the hip flexors are coming in to help me on the way back. So it's a single joint movement. The only joint that moves is the elbow, and then that will contract and pump the bicep up, okay? So we start off, if you want a long head, from the trenches. A short head, you come from the midsection. So we'll just demonstrate. So come here, up. So, nice long quality reps, none of this. If you notice, I was totally static. The only joint to move was the elbow joint, and that's how the bicep extends and contracts, extends and contracts. Otherwise it doesn't, it just comes with you. So that's a good one for mass again. Again, we're still on the mass build here, okay? Because it's a heavy one. It's like when you make a cake, you use all the heavy ingredients in the base, and then you put the icing on it with the fancy stuff, which we'll do later on. But at the moment now, we're making the base, so we need all the heavy ingredients to make the base. So keep it strict, keep it long, the bicep is long. If the rep is long, the head of the bicep's long. If it's a short rep, the head of the bicep will be short. So it's up to you which head you want. If you've got a long head and you want it more pronounced, go for the short. If you've got a short head and you want it longer, which a lot of people have, come from the trenches and come up, down on the eccentric, up, down on the eccentric, and keep it strict, okay? Remember, if you swing, it doesn't do a thing. As you can see, Sion's coming now, he's going for the long head. He wants to activate the long head bicep. He wants a longer head. So we're going to keep an eye on him, make sure he's totally straight. The only thing that comes up is the body. Only thing comes up that body is the bicep. Right? There's no body movement at all. There's no swinging. You know, there's no moving forward, trying to load the bar. You know, trying to use momentum, trying to use the pendulum movement. There's no pendulum at all in this, okay? It's a single joint movement. Come on, Sean, keep the shoulder nice and straight. Good lad. Steady on the way down. Nice straight arm. Good. That's the one. That's the one. And when you hear somebody groaning like Sean did then, that's an indication that the muscle fibres have been torn as well. There'll be a lot of trauma on the muscle fibres there when he shouts. And if you saw it on a microscope, and that's what we need. We tear the muscle fibres and we repair them with protein, rest, and recuperation, and sleep, and then they just grow, and they will grow. And if you want the maximum out of it, this is how you do it. Okay, as you see now, we moved on to the third exercise, okay? So we're on mass. Now we've come off mass, we're going to now do peak, okay? We're going to do what they call a preacher curl. It's called a preacher curl because it's like a preacher's, pulpit in the church, okay? So, and then what we do now is a preacher curl, and a preacher curl is fantastic for filling in the elbow, but it's for peak mainly. We've gone that way, now we're going that way. So this one's for peak contraction. It's called a concentration curl, and it means you concentrate on the bicep, the muscle in the bicep. There's no rush, nice and easy, back nice and easy. Very, very eccentric contraction, okay? So it's continuous tension on this one, and it's for peak, okay? Peak and a good filler in the elbow as well. It will fill in the elbow for you. So here we go. Never go to straight arm, you'll take the tendon away. So you come up, you leave a 50mm gap here, so there's continuous tension. If I go here, like many do, there's no tension. So we go here, up, here, up, up. And keep your shoulder back, don't put your shoulder over the bicep, okay? You want to see the bicep. If you can't see the complete bicep, it's not right. Okay, then we swap arms. You go. Also keep this wrist straight. Don't go like this. Don't let the wrist roll, okay? Keep it straight. Always in control. Concentrate on the bicep. Put everything into the bicep, the mind. Continuous tension. Pull. Shoulder back. Pull. Never to straight arm. Just before straight arm. Up. You're in control. Okay, we've got Sion here demonstrating again. Good. That's the one. Bit slower on the way down, Sion. Come on. Bit slower on the way down. Good lad, that's the one. See, he's concentrating on the bicep. It's called the concentration drill. You concentrate. It's a peak. And it's a good filler of the elbow as well. Okay? As you see, he's not training heavy because we're bodybuilders. We're not powerlifters. You know, we're not strongmen. Muscles work on stimulation, not annihilation, okay? That doesn't mean we train like vegetarians. No offence to vegetarians, but we train as heavy as you can, as strict as you can. Don't forget, when you swing, it doesn't do a thing. So we go again. Lovely. Good. That's the one. Concentrate. You see, he's concentrating on the bicep. Everything in that mind now, the subconscious, is going into the bicep. So it's going to like influence it heavily. It's going to have a massive bearing on the actual energy of the set. You know, it's going to put everything into it. And don't forget, boys, where focus goes, energy flows. Okay, you focus on what you're doing. Quality will outdo quantity every single day of the week if you're a bodybuilder. Don't forget, it's not the quantity of the weight, it's the quality of the movement. Well done, Sion. Well done. That's it. Okay, now we're on the last roll of the dice, okay? For biceps, but really it's a lot of the forearm. It's called a hammer curl, okay? So it's like you got two hammers in your hands, and what it does the forearm flexors, and also the inner bicep gets it a lot when you're coming up as well. That attaches into the shoulder there, so it's a good one. But the forearms really gets the forearms going fantastically, okay? So what we do, it's a hammer curl. Again, it's a single joint movement. Too many lads do it, you know, common fault, and the weight's massive, and they're like this, and they're like that, and it's ridiculous. And it's like the uppercuts, the boxing uppercutters, you know, they're not. It's not body popping, it's bodybuilding, okay? So it's nice and strict. You're just like a soldier, okay? So I'll show you. You just take the dumbbells, single joint movement, you just collapse your elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure you see the bottom of the dumbbell. The bottom of this dumbbell now, make sure you can read the number. That means you've got a full extension, okay? Watch the shoulder. Shoulder static, doesn't come back. Just slightly on the way up, okay? So you go, so none of this. This is stupid. This is like uppercuts. So strict, single joint movement, up, 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 okay? So it's a good one. For the forearm flexors, see here? The flexors and the inner bicep as well. So it's called a hammer curl, okay? And we do them last all the time. So then the forearms get it. So you haven't got like little forearms, okay? So that's a real good one to put at the end of your exercise. Don't put it at the beginning, put it at the end of your exercise. And that's called a hammer curl, okay? So hammer it towards the end. Now we've got Sion here demonstrating here now, the hammer curl. It's just a single joint movement. It's only the elbow that moves. You know, there's got to be a slight minimum movement in the shoulder, but not much. That normally happens in the end when you're tired. So all you do is collapse the elbow, make sure you can see the bottom of the dumbbell. Read the bottom of the dumbbell, the number in the mirror. A bit higher now, Sion, on the left arm. The left arm needs to come a bit higher for me. That's it, so you can see that's the one. Good. As you can see, these are really good. You know, there's no head movement, there's no shoulder movement. The elbow's moving, that's all. It's just the elbow static, and it's just collapsing the elbow, which is engaging the forearm flexors and the inner bicep as well. So you've got two heads on the bicep, the brachii and brachiodalis. Good. Very good fluid movements here. There's a lot of quality here. Remember, Sion's doing these with 10s, I'm doing 12.5s, 15s maybe. It's not the quantity of the weight, but the quality of the movement if you're a bodybuilder. It's bodybuilding, not body popping, okay? It's not about how much you do, it's how you do them. Okay, now we've moved on to triceps, okay? We've done the biceps, they're done. Any more is overkill then. You know, we're not going to get any growth, we're going to burn too much of the muscle, okay? Because we've already got enough fuel, glycogen in the liver and the thighs to take us for 45-50 minutes. After that, we're going to start cannibalizing. Body's going to look for something, there's nothing in there, so it's going to eat muscle. Because it's easier to eat muscle than fat. Because it's a lot easier for the body to break down muscle than fat. And that's how it goes for it. It's kind of like, if I was making an example for you, it's like if you had a cat. My cat, if I give her a frozen fish and a raw fish, she'd go for the raw fish. She'd probably sniff the frozen fish, but she'd realise that's too hard, that's going to take too long to break down. The other fish is broken down already, it's already ready. And that's what the body does with the muscle. It thinks, oh, muscle pump, let's have it, and it will eat it for fun, okay? So you overtrain, you'll just burn what you've got. Everything you're trying to gain will not happen, okay? So we're doing triceps now, okay? 3 heads on the tricep. This one's a mass builder again. A lot of people do this one too wrong again, they're leaning over. When you lean over, the elbows come out. And when the elbows flail out, you're off the tricep, okay? So you can try and keep the elbows in as much as you can, okay? Try and keep yourself reasonably straight. Slight bend if you want, so the lower back doesn't get a hammering. But intentionally, you need to stand straight, and again, it's a single joint movement, okay? None of this. This is ridiculous. For you to open and close the tricep, it's got to be this one, a single joint movement, okay? So I'll demonstrate now. Okay, that's 12 reps, none of this. And leaning over like you're digging a road, okay? What we call is digging a road when you're over. The elbows come out, it's no good. Shoulders in, activate the tricep. Okay, and that's the best way to get, you know, the maximum out of this machine, okay? Because that's what it's for, it's called the tricep extension, not a bent over or a lying down extension. Okay, we've got Sion demonstrating here now. The tricep extension, yeah? Good, as you can see the elbows are in, it's nice and strict. The forearms parallel to the floor at the top of the exercise. Any more is too far up, then it'll bring the elbows up. Okay, so keep the elbows in. Good, nice, good fluid reps, good lad, that's good. He's breathing as well, nicely. Okay, good, that's it. Straighten up a little bit for me, Sion, straighten up, that's it. You get, straighten up, okay? Because when you lean over, the more you lean over, the triceps come out, the elbows come out, and then the triceps won't come out. So the rule of thumb is, if you want the triceps out, you've got to keep the elbows in, and that's how it works, okay? Okay, what we're going to do now, I'm going to demonstrate to you now, when I said to you about putting your elbows out, how ineffective it is, because when the elbows come out, the triceps are not really engaged then, you know, you're on the rear delt, as I told you, you're on the upper back, you know, the hip flexors help you push forward, everything. So I'm going to show you now how effective it is to isolate. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch all the other secondary muscles off and just leave the primary on, which is the tricep. So just like the light switch in a house, I'm going to show you how effective it is. I'm going to switch every other one off. The primary is the tricep, the secondaries are all the other ones that come in and help, which you don't really need them to help because they rob a lot of the benefits of the object of the exercise. So I'm going to show you now how beneficial it is, okay? I'll isolate Sion now. Not every rep, because he'll be struggling, but I'll show you how effective it is. I'll isolate the rep, and you'll see when I isolate how hard it'll get, and then when I come off and switch the secondaries back on, how easy it gets. So let's demonstrate. Okay, Sion, let's go. So now Sion's going to be doing a normal rep, which is quite strict anyway. He's going to go. Good. As you see, he's doing pretty strict anyway. So all you've got to do when you're with your partner, or with whoever, you just, on the way down, pull the shoulders in. Pull the shoulders in. That's all. On the way down, pull the shoulders in. So all it takes is 2 hands. See the difference? Okay? Now I'm going to open them again. All the secondaries are now back on. I've switched them back on. I'm going to switch them off again. Here we go. Ready? Switch off. One more. Okay, we're going to switch them back on again, Sion. Now he's back to normal again. That's it. So you see the difference there? All you need is 2 hands. When you're personal training, whoever your clients are, or you're with your friend, or you're with your training partner, your spotting partner, just get your 2 hands on the elbows and pull them in. You watch the difference, they'll hardly extend. they'll really struggle because then it's just the triceps working, okay? So once you like put real stress on it, it's bang, it's just the tricep that works. But when the elbows are out, look, it's very, very easy. Everything else comes into play. But when it's here, it's a different ball game. It's just the tricep. So if you want a bigger tricep, a better tricep, you be strict, okay? Isolate, open. Not every single rep, because you'll struggle then, and you know, the guy that's doing them will be very, very uncomfortable for all the reps. So you need to open, close, switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off. Another good tip for you there.
And you can certainly feel the difference, guys.
Okay, again now, we're still on mass, okay? And we're now moving on to skull crushers. The reason they're called skull crushers are because when triceps give out, they're not like the bicep. It won't be a gradual thing, they just go. They just collapse, and then that's what it's called, you see. Because when they extend, your bodybuilders with ridiculous heavy weights, and then when they should come down, you should just go and then crush the skull, yeah. Now Sion asked me earlier on, and he was rightly to ask as well, you've got to question everything. That's how you learn. If you don't question, you don't learn. And it's not that you're bad people, none of you are bad people at all. It's just probably that you don't know. It's like the question, the £1 question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's an easy question, but it's not if you don't know it. And it's the same here, okay? These are called skull crushers. As I said to Sion, it's the same principle on all the exercises with triceps, okay? It's a single joint movement. All that extends is the forearm, okay? This doesn't come with you. It's a single joint movement. The only joint that moves is the elbow joint. The elbow's nice and static, okay? And that's why you go to the skull. Sion said, well, some people come behind and some people come behind. Well, when you go behind, have a look. The tricep comes with me. It doesn't really open. But when I'm coming like this, it extends, and contracts. When I'm going here, you've got a little contraction in the bottom and a little one in the top. You've lost all the goodness, okay? So we do skull crushers, and we also do them with a little twist as well. I put my legs up in the air and cross them, okay? We take the rudder away, because you can spin, you can twist, you can push the weight away from you. When the feet are off the floor, you're like a wheelchair athlete. The lower body's not working, cannot help you at all, which you don't need to help. We're working upper body, not lower body. The lower body should not help us in any shape or form, okay? So we put the legs up and cross them, and that takes everything, takes the rudder out of it. So then it's got to come up with the triceps, it's even stricter, okay? So I'll demonstrate you now, okay? So you take the bar, come off, make sure you're comfortable first. Get yourself nice and comfortable, legs come up, cross, down. Okay, and up, legs down, into the safety zone, off we come. And then just drop the bar. Make sure it doesn't hit your legs. Job done, and that's a safe way of doing triceps. Again, it's an extension. Whether you're sitting down, lying down, standing up, it's the same principle. It's a static elbow, okay? And the only thing that moves is the elbow, and then the triceps coming in and out, coming in and out. They won't when they come with you. Okay, don't let it go behind your head. Otherwise it wouldn't be called a skull crusher, it'd be called behind the head, wouldn't it, if it was meant to do like that. So it's called a skull crusher. So you go down to the skull, extend, contract, extend, contract, extend, contract. And that's what it's all about. And we've got Sion demonstrating here now, okay? He's going to get comfortable, legs come up. He's going to cross the legs. Now he's got no help at all, he cannot push off his legs, nothing at all, there's no platform there. All he can do now is use his arms. Triceps are working, nothing else. Good reps. Good reps. As you can see, it's a proper extension. The elbow's nice and static, he's extending out. The three heads are activating, they're going on fire here. The three heads are going into major trauma at the moment, they'll be tearing for fun like crazy because it's strict. He's not going behind the head, legs are up, he's getting no help at all from downstairs. It's all upstairs working. Good, he's going to unload safely and he's going to just drop it off his knees nicely. And that's, when you're working by yourself, that's a good tip how to unload as well. Okay. Okay, now we're moving on to seated press. It's like, they call it like a seated French press, okay? It's called it, but it's basically the same again, but you're seated, okay? So it's an extension, overhead extension. So what we're going to do, we're going to be seated, and you'll see my elbows coming out when I told you to keep your elbows in, but this one is vertically impossible to keep your elbows in, you know, if you're like, because of the angle, unless you're really, really supple, obviously. But don't worry, the elbows are out. and we go a bit lower with this one for a reason, because the elbows are out to get that extra stretch, okay? So make sure the top of that goes behind your head. This is the only one that I would allow my clients to go out on the elbows, only for the simple fact you can't get them in. Try and tuck them in on the way up, you know, if you can, but it's near impossible unless you're really flexible and about 6 stone. There you go. Okay, and that one, because your elbows are out, we're going to go a lot lower, okay? So it really pushes the top of the tricep, you know, the horseshoe. So we get the outer head really pronounced, okay? And that's how we get away with it, really. This is the only one, I will tell you, all exercises, that the elbows have to flail out because of the angle of the seated position you're in, I'm afraid. But it still will activate that outer head. Not as effective, of course, but it will just the same, it'll do its job on the outer head. So that's another good one for you. So don't worry about the elbows coming in. If you can, keep them in, obviously, but, you know, other than that, they're going to come out on this one. The only one you should let your clients get away with is this one, only because of the position and the angle. Okay, we're on the last roll of the dice now for triceps, okay? We're on the overhead extension, and you've got to be really careful, okay? Because when you're working out, the most dangerous time, the critical times for injury is at the end of a workout, because the muscles are fatigued, glycogen's more or less gone if you've done your work right. There's nothing left in the tanks, so you're not going to be as strong. You're absolutely, you know, the muscles are torn, you know, the tendons are tired, you're tired. So it's a massive chance of injury. It's like when you do the first rep and your last rep. They're the 2 hospital reps for me. That's when you can get, you know, danger is really at its critical point, is the first rep, because, you know, you might not warmed up properly, your position might be wrong, you know, your hand position might be wrong, your foot might be wrong, whatever, you know, and you could put more pressure on one side than the other. Anyway, this one is a fantastic one towards the end, but you want to be careful. A lot of people chuck it up, and then the shoulder joint is all loose, and the rotator cuff just wants to tear for fun, okay? At this stage of the game, you need to keep super strict, you need to keep focusing, just like you've just started, okay? So you need to pay real attention to this one. So we come up, this hand, for me, always supports the other hand. I don't chuck it up like most people, then it goes into no man's land and it's Russian roulette. Have I torn the rotator cuff? Have I torn the proximal tendon, the tricep tendon? Who knows? But it won't if you take care. So this one comes up, you go up, then you just collapse your elbow. Nice straight arm if you can. Keep your arm in line with your ear, straight, and extend. Extend. Okay? Nice and straight. Nice control. Always in control, okay? Try and keep the arm fixed. Again, it's a single joint movement, okay? Nothing moves over the elbow. And the last rep, you come down, hand comes, and then you come down the centre of the torso where it's nice and safe. That's it, none of this and chucking and all that, okay? And that's a real good one, that, okay? And then, there's a young lad here now, which is letting us film, thank God. And he said, oh, it's okay anyway, I've got to have my pre-workout, let my pre-workout kick in. Another good one, a tip for you, if you took a pre-workout and you're waiting for it to kick in, is take an aspirin, okay? Don't take a coated aspirin because it won't work. You know, it will protect your stomach, but you don't need it at this stage, you need it raw. So you take a 300 milligram aspirin with the pre-workout. It'll cut the absorption time of the pre-workout to half. So say it takes 15 minutes for a pre-workout to activate. You take an aspirin, it'll be 7 minutes because it thins the blood and it'll just take it round straight away and you'll absorb and you'll be up, ready to go. So that's another good tip for you there. If you're taking your pre-workout and you left it late, you come from work, you've got no time. You know, a lot of lads I see in the gyms, they take pre-workouts, they stand in with the counter and they go and work out. And then they come up, the caffeine comes up, which is a stimulant, raises the heart rate ridiculously quick, catch them unawares, they start losing colour, they spew up, they go out, they feel dizzy. That's no good. Do the homework right. Take your pre-workout on an empty stomach if you can. You've done your homework before you come here. 15 to 20 minutes should be fine. If you've taken food, well, you need to take it the same time as the food, really. You know, an hour ago, because it'll take that to go through it. It's got to go through the food as well before it gets to the pre-workout. So other than that, if you want to half your pre-workout, you would take an aspirin, okay? A powdered aspirin, dispersible with the pre-workout. Cuts the time to half. That's another good tip for you bought by How Fit Body Shop, giving you to straight today. Okay, as you see now, he's got to be really careful coming up because he's exhausted this time. You know, this is the end of the workout. You work up the butt, his changes here, he goes behind the head, nice straight, coming down nice and lateral here. Comes down. Okay, the bicep here is nice and vertical. The forearm comes parallel to the ground, okay? It's parallel to the floor, and then we're up. And we don't let it travel out, okay? Be careful, some people do let it travel out. So a good personal trainer would have one finger here and one on the elbow here. You come up, keep an eye on him. And then see if I leave him now, it's easier. So if I come in, just 2 fingers. And I'm cutting out the secondaries again. I won't let it travel, then we're switching him on again. He's good, but he's good. The technique's very good here as well. It's going nicely down here. Nice here, it's good. And it's a good one now for the tricep. It's good for separation as well. It'll help you get good separation in the 3 heads. And they were perfectly done, fair play, and they should be, because I've been coaching for the last 12 months.
Alright, thanks first of all for that session. Now, Ho is an amazing PT. Now, I've learned so much from him, and seriously guys, he's old school, but it's right. As an old school bodybuilder, would you have any advice for anybody new to the gym, or even people who have been going to the gym but maybe are doing mistakes or whatever? Have you got any lessons?
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you come to the gym, fundamentally you come to the gym to change your physique and to get fitter, you know. That means that you're basically not happy with the physique you've got. That's the rule of thumb only for us as bodybuilders. You know, we're always like trying to get better and better and better, okay? So, and the biggest tip I can give people when they come in is, okay, is the muscles are always in 2 states, okay? They've got 2 functions, the muscle, okay? They extend and contract. They make you go forward, they help you come backwards, they help you lift things, they extend and contract, okay? But they're always in 2 states, tear or repair, okay? Now, tear is here. If training is social, nothing happens. You'll have a social physique. It'll be here, there, not everywhere. The best way to do it is be brutal, yeah? You've got to be brutal. If the workout's brutal, the fibres will be torn, flesh will be used up, work will be done. And that's the tear mode, okay? And then when you leave the gym, they change over then to repair. They go from tear to repair mode, and that's done with protein, copious amounts of protein, 45 to 50 grams of protein every 3 hours, okay? Any less than that to me, it just hammers the kidneys. Your body doesn't really absorb it that much, you know, and it takes a good hammering getting rid of it. So every 3 hours, which would be fantastic. So, and the other one is, the biggest common fault is the mobile phones, yeah. You know, people, this one's off. People look into the mobile phone. Once you look into the mobile phone, you lost your focus, okay? Once you lost your focus, the workout's over. The brain will give a message then when I look into this phone, relax. And then it'll say the workout's over. The spinal cord will think the workout's over. The muscles are relaxed, the blood will go elsewhere. Job that you shouldn't, you've got to hammer it. When you come in, you know, you've got to focus on what you're doing. Forget everybody else. Doesn't matter if the other guy looks $1 million or looks $10, it's all about you. It's you see in the mirror, not them. You're here for yourselves, not for them. It's not an audience with me, it's not an audience with Sean, it's not an audience with Ben. You're here for yourself. It's a single journey. Yeah, you get coached, you get help, and you get, you know, schooling, and I can direct you, you know, and I do direct a lot of people like you do, Sean. But at the end of the day, I'm the director, you're the producer. It's up to you to produce. Yeah. And you will do it if you just follow the plan and just do your workout, in and out, job done, get the food back in.
A common fault that I see, people say, they go to the gym and they're always like, I'm working really hard and I'm not getting the results, but are they working hard enough? No. Their intensity is not there, because as you just said now, they're on their phones or whatever, and that's what I want to talk about, is intensity in your workout. Your workouts are intense.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the workout are intense, because you've got to remember, a lot of personal trainers as well, they'll come and they'll train people and they'll tell them to do a couple of reps and they'll talk about what happened on Coronation Street, or this. I've got no time to talk. If your personal trainer talks to you anything other than directing you to do the rep and to send the muscle to the fibre, we're coming for war.
Yeah.
You should get rid of him. It's not value for money. You're losing out. You're absolutely losing out. So, and a lot of people, you've got to remember, when you come to the gym in the beginning, that's the best time of bodybuilding. It's better than my time now, because you do your biggest advances, because there's a shock to the muscle in the first 1 to 12 months. You come on in leaps and bounds because the muscle's not used to it, but it soon gets used to it at the end. It's like when you go to the pub, your first pint, you're drunk. 12 months later you need 8-9 pints to get drunk. It's the same with bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But the main thing is you've got to focus, you've got to switch off from everybody else, don't eyeball anybody else, don't talk to anybody else. When you come to the door, if there's somebody here that likes to talk, you go to them and you say, what do you want to know, what do you want to ask me? Because I'm going to be training in a minute, I'm not going to be talking. So that's the main thing, you've got to focus, you've got to focus on every rep. You can't sit down, you can't talk, there's no loose women, you've got to get off your phone. If you can't go 45-50 minutes without your phone, you shouldn't be in the gym. So remember, where focus goes, energy flows.
Thank you, those are just great tips. I'd love to talk more, but Ben's just directed that the battery's about to go off, so we're going to have to end it there. Guys, Hywel Griffiths, the greatest coach you've never heard of.
He's the
Get
greatest.
on him, he's amazing.
He's the greatest.